Clare, Helen Welsh, and I'm a children's writer and a former primary school teacher, and I'm here to tell you about the things that I've written and to pique your interest about a potential visit to your school. I kind of write two sorts of books. The wacky and funny one, this one's called Aerodynamics of Biscuits, which was my first book. It was illustrated by Sophia Tulia too, and it's a brilliant one to take into schools. It lends itself to developing your own characters for writing. I usually start with a biscuit crime scene and we imagine who might have stolen the biscuits. In my story it was pirate mice. I've done activities like making aerodynamic biscuit rockets, putting them into green screens, using them as a prompt for writing, and they usually always end with actually physically testing the aerodynamics of biscuits in the assembly, which children always love. I've also written the How series. How Selfish and How Rude are illustrated by Olivier Talek, and they feature two characters, Dot and Duck, with a lot to learn about friendship. These stories are brilliant for building empathy, politeness, manners, care and concern for each other. I particularly like acting out these stories in the assembly. We usually wear t-shirts with Dot and Duck on the front, and there's lots of audience participation, so children help these two characters learn some manners, and they're really comically illustrated. Because they're in dialogue only, they really lend themselves for, as I say, acting out live on stage with audience participation. I've also written this book here, Who Is That You? It's my first non-fiction picture book with Macmillan, brought to life with boy Nicola O'Byrne, who was the illustrator. And it's the story of Lenny, who is a very lovable ring-tailed lemur, and he's having a sunny summer snooze when unfortunately he's woken up by a horrible smell and sets off through the jungle to try and find out the source of the nasty niff. It's a story first and foremost, but there are animal facts woven into all the words. And there's also a lovely page of facts at the end. I also write kind of lyrical and difficult issue picture books. This one is published by Little Tiger, and it's a story of a girl whose granddad has dementia. I love taking this one to school visits, and we often do sea-themed crafts and talk about empathy for other people, intergenerational friendships, and it's a lovely one for building links with your community. I've also written this one here. This is The Perfect Shelter, also with Little Tiger, and it's a story of living with a critical illness and making the most of every moment. The two children, the two sisters in the story, build a den together, and the den becomes a symbol of their love and their struggles as one of the children becomes very poorly. But it's a hopeful story and one that I really like sharing, and it's based on my personal experience with cancer. I hope that gives you a little flavour of some of the things that I can offer as part of a visit to your school or library or festival. I really enjoy all opportunities to work with children and families, so please do get in touch if you're interested.